we meet again. Welcome to the Adult Vida Lifestyle Channel. I am your host, Jason Danger, and we are here to talk all things Adult Vida, including flirting, communicating, the sexual marketplace. And we're going to introduce a sub-segment to Flirting with Danger that I'm going to appropriately call Ladies, Don't Do That. And I don't have a jingle yet, but I think the jingle, once I get it, should go something like this. Ladies, don't do that. What do you think? Yeah. So, ladies, don't do that. Every time I say ladies, don't do that. That should be popping up in your ear. Ladies, don't do that. And you shouldn't do that. And you're going to stay here why in a second. I'm going to give you different examples. Very simple examples that will help you increase your effectiveness and want men to actually be around you. And not just for the short term, but maybe even for the long term, because you're such a cool woman to be around. You're a great conversationalist. You're easygoing. You're cool. You know, you're that girl that all the guys want to hang out with because you're not a pain in the ass. And you're awesome and you're fucking sexy. All right, let's get it. So the first one in our segment, our new segment, our sub-segment of Ladies, Don't Do That. I'm going to say that multiple times. I'll give you a couple of them. So when a guy doesn't do something, ladies, the way that you want him to, especially if you're not seriously dating him yet. I mean, you should never go, but especially if you're not seriously dating him yet. Whether it's passive aggressively, maybe you're sugarcoating it, whatever it is, whatever letdown that you are perceiving, just don't go there at all. Right? So let's say it could be something like, oh, he didn't get back to me in the appropriate amount of time that I perceived should have been that. Maybe he wasn't excited about something like I thought he should be excited about something. Maybe he didn't remember something that you thought should get more importance. Or he isn't communicating the way that you expect him to communicate. Ladies, all these are signs, simple signs showing that you have some sort of disapproval of him, his behaviors, some expectation he's not living up to. I got to tell you something. Men do not like failing you. They do not like failing you. All these are just some sign of your displeasure with him. Ladies, don't do that. Ladies, don't do that. Ladies, don't do that. Remember, he isn't purposely trying to frustrate you or piss you off. Believe me, he's not trying to do that. He has good intentions. His male brain works differently than yours. You have to accept this, number one. His mind is occupied just like you with stresses like work. He's busy just like you are. I know it's tough not to take it personally. I get it. But try. Just try. Just try. Believe me when I say this. Try not to have so many expectations. I know that's weird. I know that goes against what you've been sort of conditioned your brain, but don't, because there are a plethora of women out there that associate having a lot of expectations for their men, regardless of what kind of like dynamic they have with their men. Maybe it's short-term, long-term, serious, not serious, whatever. But they associate with these expectations and having standards. I mean, for having standards. In other words, they think that by having having a guy read your mind, all these little things that there's no way that any human being could possibly do. Especially if it's a guy who's got a lot of things going on. And isn't that the kind of guy you want, right? A guy that's got things going on. He's trying to evolve. He's trying to get better. He's trying to work. He's trying to make himself higher value. It's very difficult for people to make you happy all the time. Having these expectations, while you might equate them with having standards, which in your mind is the equivalent of having a lot of value, but in a man's mind, it just makes you highly annoying and frustrating to deal with. And while he might actually put up with it for a certain period of time for sex, or he might put up with it for a while, but he's going to put you in a category that he's not going to take you seriously as a dating partner, right? He might hang out with you, right? But if you're trying to date him and he's a guy with options, he's not going to put you in the taking you seriously for the dating category, because you're going to drive him insane. Insane. So while you see it as high value, he sees it as high maintenance. That doesn't make you special. It makes you typical. Follow me? Don't shoot the messenger here. Be patient with me. I'm getting a good shit here. Okay. Ladies, don't do that, because if you're trying to be with that dude in any way, shape, or form, any capacity, The dude is already, you got to understand something. One of Guy's chief complaints in the locker room, behind closed doors by the water cooler, when he's with his buddies having a beer, is that women don't make his life easier. They make their lives harder. And I've said this with many times. One of the best things I've ever heard any guy say ever, oddly enough, came with one of my buddies that would never expect it to come from, but it did. He said, Jason, now if we're talking about commitment or marriage, which I think most women are after, or even a girl that you just want to hang out with more, forget all the labels you put on it. Like a chick that, hey, that chick is awesome. She's cool. She's an awesome woman. I want to hang out with her. I want to spend time with her. Just makes me happy being with her. And I want to be a better person so that I can give her that back, right? That type of woman is rare, very rare. And most of them are off the market. Just saying. There's a reason for that. And my buddy said, Jason, I will get married, or you don't have to use the word married. I will be more interested, more attracted, more committed, open to commitment for a woman that makes my life easier, who takes stress away rather than adds it. How many women, or people for that matter, in your life are energy givers, not takers, and are stress takeawayers, rather making your life easier rather than more difficult, right? A lot of women associate a relationship with either fighting or drama or, pushing or having these expectations. And if they're not there, they assume that guy doesn't care about them or it's not a good relationship. And that's just all nonsense. From a guy's perspective, all it is high maintenance, childish behavior. Like, you're not going to find a mature, well-rounded, cool man that's of high value that's going to want to put up with that. And he might do it for a short period of time if he thinks you have potential, but ultimately he's not going to take you seriously. And he's certainly not going to commit to it if he has options. He's just not going to. That's why I think sometimes there's really attractive, theorize this, I think there's really attractive hot women that end up with these guys that don't have a lot of options, right? And I think it's probably the reason why is because they are a pain in the ass. And these guys will put up with it. But guys with options, while they might keep her on as like a side chick, they're not going to really take her seriously to date. Does that make sense? So like I was saying, one of the guy's chief complaints is that women don't make his life easier. They make it unnecessarily harder. Okay? And when you think about, and while you might think it's a big deal, and you're going to scold him about it or give him a hard time, or maybe even you're just being passive aggressive, don't do it. When in doubt, leave that shit out, because all you're doing is creating, even if it's just a little micro drama, it's still micro dramas. And over time, that shit builds up and resentment builds up, or even if he's not conscious of it, he's going to be less attractive to you and wants to hang out with you less. And then there's some guys that like, maybe like, you're having sex with them. Maybe they have a serious girlfriend. Maybe they don't. Maybe there's dating around, right? They have different options, and he doesn't know what category you're in yet, or he's already got you as a category, whatever. He's probably not going to commit to you because you're creating stuff, right? You're creating this drama. So it means that once he comes home, he wants to come home to peace. He needs you to be his peace girl. He doesn't want the pain in the ass. He's already got one of those, more than likely. Like, he might have his wife, he might have his girlfriend, right? That's might be one of the reasons he's stepping out to begin with. So he can function, so he can escape from that, right? So he can have fun. You're the girl he can let his guard down with. He can really be truthful with. He can be honest with. Paradoxically, I've said that a million times, a lot of guys cheat because they can be themselves with another woman, right? A lot of guys cheat because there's not so much pressure, there's not so much expectations. That woman allows you to win once in a while. He can have fun with her and be himself, right? And then because of that, the sex is usually pretty good. He's not dealing with expectations and the constant, drama over time that wears him down. He might still love the girl he's with, but it doesn't ultimately make him happy because she's created these micro dramas and these high maintenance behaviors so much over time that it breaks him down, and he needs an escape from that. And if you're going to be that girl, then be that girl. He wants to enjoy the beauty, everything that makes a woman feminine, right? Great conversation, soft, feminine, agreeable to some extent, right? Happy-go-lucky. joyous, laughing, joking around, not taking things too seriously, not expecting a whole lot, just enjoying the person that you're with. Because remember, the guy knows if you have all these expectations for him, he's never going to make you happy. And ultimately, we know that women that have all these expectations aren't happy with anyone. And we don't think we're the exception. And it's not really worth it because we want a woman that knows how to make herself happy and is with us for reasons because they genuinely like being around us and they are into the organic bottom line, the foundational, fundamental stuff, which is I like hanging out with this person. I enjoy conversations. I love the sex, right? All the organic stuff, the fun, the thing that everybody gets into the relationship for to begin with, right? That's what everyone loves, the honeymoon period. The reason why relationships crumble is because you get further and further away over time. You get eroded and you're paying attention less to the fun and more to what the expectations are, right? What you're getting out of it. The further you move away from those fundamentals that make a relationship great, the honeymoon period stuff, the fun, the happy-go-lucky, less expectations, the worse your relationship's going to get. This never fails. Never. So you got to keep it back to its original state. All right. So, ladies, stay with me now. Don't do that. Don't do that.